All right, my boy, we back. We back. Week 10. We are checking in. So clearly, that cap cut and editing wasn't as easy as I thought. Uh, Before we even got started, of course, running our mouth, the video took way longer than expected. And then when I went to from the camera over the cap cut, it was like this too big. I got overwhelmed. I said, you know what? We ain't gonna worry about it. I'll get to that later. So here we are the following Wednesday, and I ain't even posted the previous Wednesday. So when I do post it and he's finally on there, it ain't that I missed it. The video will be there. All of everything that happened will be on the video, but it wasn't posted on Wednesday. So not feeling the greatest about not technically. I didn't miss a recording. I missed a posting. So it's like when I go back to look, or we go back and look, it'd be like, wait, what happened? But when we get to week 10, this week, it'll be, oh, okay, that's what it was. Yeah, that editing wasn't as easy as we thought. So I could have just posted it, or we could have just posted it, but whatever. So we back, checking in, and off the ripper, the exercising, I was trash at everything. Of course, we didn't go to the gym. You know, we had been kind of consistent with doing at least a ruck or two or whatever. Ain't getting nobody ruck. And only did 2 days of spinning, cycling or whatever. So I don't know. I know that a few days this week or the last week, my energy was real low. Like, I'm talking, I know, if not 2 nights, at least one night, it was like sitting there, all right, we worked on getting the room together and getting some paperwork organized. And then it was like, after that, I'm finna go lay down like right now. I think the kids were still, I don't even remember they had took their bath, but I was like, yeah, I'm finna go lay down. I'm tired. So I don't know. The weather's been crazy. It'd be super cold 1 minute. I think we done got up to like 75 like 2 or 3 times. So I don't know. But much better energy today. It is almost 11:30. So we're on the late night again. It was different because of course we recorded here. So typically what we would do, because you got to review the video from last week to see what we're talking about from last week, bringing it this week. And if we, stayed true and kept with it or not. So we're recording here now. This isn't on, Team Samsung. This ain't on the phone. So typically while I'm out and about, either the day before or the day of, Tuesday or Wednesday, today being Wednesday, we reviewed the video from last week and then go back. But since it was on the laptop and I ain't running around with the laptop with me in the car, then wasn't able to review the video. So I just finished watching and, catching up on everything. So we covered the working out or the lack thereof. Like I said, only 2 days. I don't know. And typically, I still got time. I'm going to do my 30 minutes tonight. I have no excuse, no reason to skip it. So we'll get one for Wednesday. And like I said, the thing is to have, I do want to stay consistent and say, well, I don't know. Like, that's the thing where I was kind of, with this as it was getting closer to today. I think it might have been like Monday night. I was like, all right, well, I think Monday night was one of them tired nights. Like, yeah, no, it's not happening tonight. It's dead. So it's like, okay, well, if I skip Monday, if I do 2 on Tuesday, do that count? So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we getting back on track this week with the working out and exercising. Lift rides did have 1 or 2 good ones tie in, last week. Well, I'll come back to that afterwards. So working out, no jobs, but I did speak about I remember last week I was talking about like the whole NC Works thing and where I thought the call was one thing and it wasn't, it was another. So did end up going up there though, turning in paperwork, getting stuff submitted. So with getting everything submitted, I now have I guess career coach or counselor or whatever you would call it, submitted all the paperwork, and I'm waiting to hear back from that person. So we don't hear back by today being Wednesday. We can give them a week. Tomorrow make Thursday. Today makes 7 days or whatever, because I think it was Thursday when I went. So if I don't hear back by Friday, then Monday, Tuesday next week, I go up there or, shoot an email probably like Friday and go back up there anyway next week just to, hey, just checking back in. Is there anything else I need to do? Is the person here? Whatever, seeing what the next steps are. So that's that with that. But yeah, so I think that was Friday because I think I was about to talk about it when I recorded last Friday. So we got up there, we got a career coach and got everything submitted. That was cool. I did talk about going to Goodwill. Actually went to Goodwill today. Ended up over there in between, doing Uber and Lyft. and stopped by the office. So I'm like, I'm just going in, and I had on what I have on now. So I got this hat, this happiness is a state of mind shirt, and my thighs was all out. I got big thighs, my hoochie daddy shorts or whatever. Just I saw it was gonna be warm. Checked the weather, and I was like, no, I don't have anything special planned. I'll be in the car all day, and if I stopped by there, I figured I'd just be on the computer filling out paperwork to set up an appointment to come back. Right? No, not what happened. Well, sort of, kind of. So I get there, I check in. I'm like, hey, you all help with careers, right? Do career counseling, coaching, helping get job placements, whatever. And there was a brother, and he was like, are you here for the career fair thing, or are you here for the career center? And I'm like, again, I'm just walking in, so I don't know what I'm here for. And he was like, well, go talk to that lady. She works at the career center and see what she's talking about. So I go over there. She's like, yeah, just go back to the career center. Go back to the career center, doing what I figured, like initial paperwork to get signed up or whatever. Smooth doing that. The lady that sent me to the laptop was like, did you stop by for the career fair? And I looked down literally at my thighs like, lady, I got all my thigh meat out. No, I didn't stop by. I'm not dressed, professionally appropriate for an interview, career fair, or none of that. Like, they think I'm not taking it serious. So she's like, another lady comes, and she's like, he just got here, da-da-da, whatever. And she's like, well, no, bring him anyway, because you never know, whatever. And I'll tell them that you weren't here for the career fair. That's why you weren't dressed appropriately. You came just to, you're just in the career center, and I brought you up. So we did that. It was for Spectrum, the cable company, internet, and everything like that. For a call center, not necessarily what I'm looking for really at all. But again, like I was saying last week, I'm motivated. Really now it's like, just give me a job, help cover the bills, and give me some consistent income, and I can Uber, Lyft, and everything, and that can be going into me, expanding and getting the business going. So went up there, like I say, did the application and everything, and they had like an assessment of scenarios that you had to go through, like if you were actually dealing with a customer or client, what was appropriate. And to me, that stuff is common sense. Some of them were pretty close, but I did well on the assessment. It was like, we'll move forward. I think I priced myself out of the job. It definitely, even at its highest, it was lower than I've made in, like 5 years since I got into finances or whatever. And so it was like, but I'd rather say what I want than put myself in a position. I know I'm learning that about myself. Again, I'm not all about money, but if I take something that literally bothers me when I go to sleep or when I go to work because I'm getting paid this now, that doesn't make sense. So I still went lower than what I want and what I've made again in years, but it was still outside of their range. So it was like, if they don't hire me because of it, that's fine. It's not what I'm looking for anyway. So if I'm gonna, take something that I don't really want to be doing, let me at least get as much money as I can, and it still ain't enough. So they sent me to look, we'll go check for other positions. Yeah, we'll see. I'll worry about that later. So that was that. Went to both of those. So last week, I was talking about like Angie's List and Task and stuff like that, and super excited. And I said that I would have my first job tomorrow, which I do have, but it won't be my first job. It'll be my second. So literally that Friday after I finish recording, again, I'm dealing with the imposter syndrome. Like I said, second guessing if I'm gonna make a mistake, something gonna go wrong. I'm just sabotaging myself, sabotaging. Something gonna go wrong. I shouldn't do this, whatever. So I get off Friday after we finish recording, and I'm like, get an alert, like there's a job literally for Saturday, and I'm like, stop being a punk. It's now or never. Claim it. Boop. Claim it. And it's like, all right, you need to be in this city by, I think it was like 4 o'clock. Yeah, it was 4 o'clock. I said I'd do it. And so heart beating fast, and I'm nervous. Nope. Telling myself no, we got this. Calm down. We good, right? So Saturday comes, and I stop by and I rap with Miss Maria because, again, Miss Maria is gonna be a recurring, person in our check-ins because I say friend and business mentor for sure. Like that lady got my back and be helping just open my eyes to stuff that I'm not thinking about. She is and has been an entrepreneur, so I think she thinks different because like, okay, I've seen this, done this, or somebody else has done it, or there's another way to navigate. She's from a different area in the country. Again, she's, if not 20 years, at least, a decade or two, well over one, older than me, old enough to be my mom. So from a different generation. And she's in that space. She's already an entrepreneur and has been. So, when we're talking sometimes, or, I'm saying whatever, and that's what I like too. Like, when my imposter syndrome and self-doubt and, oh, I'm just a dude from, the west side of the hood, whatever, and that, that's still in there. That little boy, that doubt and insecurity still in there. She doesn't know who I am or that I'm dealing with that, you know what I mean? But how they said it, where there's a will, there's a way. When I'm doubting and, feeling we can't do this, we still, in that same mindset, she'll literally come with a solution or, hey, look at it this way and do it. And I don't know what it is, but like when she say stuff, it'd be like, I literally have no rebuttal, like no way to why that can't work or well, but it's like, nah. And it actually gives me the confidence to, like, literally whatever I was doubting about, me being successful or doing, it's like, no, that's it. And we're doing just that. And I just get like super excited. So I tell her all the time when, I guess you could say I do weekly check-ins with her. I stop by and, hey, this is what's going on. Just to update, whatever, what you think about this. And so I tell her all the time, like, I know that this probably seems super insignificant to you. And you like, this boy be coming up here and talking to me. Yeah, it's cool. I'll take it. But it's, it's not that big of it may not be that big of a deal to you, but your support, you don't understand. This is huge for me and I really appreciate it. So, that Saturday came, I stopped by, I rapped with, I headed down there. And again, I got all this in my head. I don't know, whatever. And so I get there. I messaged on the way. I always try to do that. Like, if we're going to a job, let me message, see if they can send me so I can see what model it is, maybe look it up, either the directions, if it's any complications, or even if another assembler has put it together and posted a video. Let me go see, what I'm getting myself into. Because I think, now that is something that I still, I don't want to take on something that's too big. And I've never taken on anything that's too big. But I know, like, I see gazebo and, like, big outside patio structures. And I'm like, no, with that I need some help. Which, that's cool. I'll get to that later. I, of course, have help or whatever. But so, the person didn't respond. So I get there and I message them. Like, I made sure I got there. I believe I was like 20 or 30 minutes early. So I'm just like, all right, chilling in front. And I messaged him like, do you want me to park in your driveway or on the front? Because the front was right by a stop sign. So I'm like, I don't want to, be right here and cutting people off. So I just went up on the side, like, of the house where you would make a right turn to go up a hill. And they didn't respond. So I'm like, all right, I hope they're here. And I drove, this little distance or whatever, cool. So sitting there, waiting. And they messaged and she called actually and was like, yeah, you can park in the driveway. And I was like, okay, I'm backing in now. She was like, no, you're not. I think you're at the wrong house. I was like, no, I'm on the side of your house. I'm backing up right now. And then she saw me like a few seconds later. So I come in, older sister, nice lady. And this area is where I have a lot of family at. And like I could tell, like, this new. Because I've been, down here in the last year, or a couple months actually. This wasn't here. So I mean, no, it was there a few months ago, but in the last 2 years at least. That place ain't no older than 2 years old. So I'm like, no, it's very nice or whatever. Come in and I'm like, do you mind if I set up? So I have all that again, because like I say, another not channel. It's gonna be on this channel. What do you call it? Playlist. I got the Leave It To Me assembly playlist. So that'll be the first video on there. Boop, full video. I recorded the whole thing. Angela said it would take an hour and a half. It took me a little less than an hour and a half, and I'll get to, whatever. So get there, get set up, and I'm like, hey, do you mind if I record? And I was like, she was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, no, you won't be in it. I'll just record myself, doing it. So I'm recording, got my little tripod and everything. But the angle wasn't the greatest. Like, as I'm working, I'm focused on doing the work. Then I look and it's like, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm halfway the camera. So we'll work on that, moving forward or whatever. But get in there. Everything's going perfect. Boom, boom, boom. It's a desk. I'm getting the desk. I'm killing it. No issues. I run into 0 issues at all. I think I only had to, like, switch or reverse, like, 1 or 2 pieces. No issue, but like I know for some people things like that would, oh, see, that doesn't even. It's like, oh, okay, cool, and just flip it. Like it don't put a damper on my mood or anything. So, boom, flipping around, and for the first like 15, 20 minutes while I'm working, we're just talking. She's talking, and I probably could have worked faster for real, but I be yapping, as we know. So I'm doing a whole bunch of talking and not working as fast. She was like, well, I'm gonna get out your hair. I ain't gonna hold you up. So she goes in the room and I lock in, doing my thing, getting it together, whatever, no issues, and it's coming together just fine. You know, we get it done, so I get to almost finished. And she comes back in, she starts talking to me a little bit more, and she was like, well, actually, I got another thing. If you don't mind, will you check it out and see if you can do it? I'm like, yeah, of course, you know. That's what I'm here for. First job, I'm trying to get these 5 stars, get these reviews, spread the word to your family, friends, and whoever you know that needs something put together. So, put it together, we get done, and I'm like, you know, we check in. It was funny. So, it was like an adjustable desk. You could raise it or lower it, but like, so this desk that I'm at, do I got the remote? I know I have it. I don't know if I see it. Where is it? Where the remote is? The remote don't work, just so we know. But it's an adjustable desk that raises and lowers. Now, if I wasn't looking for it, it'd be right in my face. But anyway, it has a remote or some buttons or something. Now this bothering me. I'm getting distracted, but I don't care. There you go. Boom. I found it. Okay, I'm finna show you. Come here. That's why I was on the floor. Because the dang old thing don't work. So this right here. This is the remote, as you can see. Yeah, that's right side up. Up, down. That would have been pretty cool if I pressed it and it started working, but it's also not plugged in. But I done had this thing for, I think, like 5 months. And it did work. The person told me when I got it that it did work. But I had a walking pad treadmill or whatever. So when I would be working, before I got laid off, I'd be standing up and boop, boop, doing my thing. Lost some weight too, like that. Getting them extra steps in while you're working. It's pretty cool if you work 8 hours. So anyway, hers had like stoppers on the back arms. Because, so it had 2 levels. You had like where the monitor could sit up high, and then you had where your keyboard would be. And you could adjust both. So I was like, hey, is this what height do you want it at? And so she told me. I set the height for the keyboard, and before I put the monitor on, and then I put the monitor on and set the height for the monitor. And she was like, well, let me get my monitor, brought it out and put it in. Yeah, I think this would be right. And she was like, this look crooked. This don't look right. And I'm like, I done messed up. Oh man. See, this is what I'm talking about. But then I look, and it was just the like I say, the stoppers for the arms to adjust the height. One had like locked in at the bottom, and the other one was up a little bit. So I just literally had to boop, push it down. Okay, yeah, I was like, all right, cool, yeah. I thought we got this. What you talking about? So fixed that, and she was beyond satisfied. And I was like, all right, before I head out, what's the other thing? And she had like a little organizer for like your dish soaps and stuff that you would put under your sink, your kitchen sink. And she was like, can you put this together for me? And I'm like, okay, I'll look at it, look at the instructions. She did like literally half of the job. And so I'm like, for real, I enjoyed this, and I got paid for doing the desk. It took me like, I'm gonna say, be nice to say between 5 and 10 minutes, but more, probably like less than 5. So I boop, 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 tighten the rails. Here you go. That's everything. Took my little pictures or whatever, put it on there, on Angie's list or whatever, because it said, document your work. So cool. You can see, where I don't think I put the start pictures. I'm gonna make sure I do that tomorrow, because I got that job tomorrow. Start picture, everything just spread out on the floor, and then boop, as it's together. This your boy. Leave it to me. I got you. So that was really cool, man. Got it done. She was like, you did that real fast. She was like, what you want for it? I'm like, again, I was like, you could throw me whatever. Now I did and do have to think more along that line, especially as I get into my own, And like I said, I haven't yet, but I do plan on reaching out and just kind of seeing like, how pricing works, because I know what I got paid from Angie's List. And I don't know how she would feel, so I didn't ask. But at some point, I know I'll be, in the thick of a conversation with someone, and I can ask, or they might ask me, because I've had that happen with Lyft, like, hey, yo, what you got paid for this ride? And I'm like, oh, I got paid this. And they're like, what? You don't, I get it. Lyft is a platform, Uber, whatever. They're going to take their cut because they're middleman in it or whatever. But if I know what that fee, what I'm getting paid and what the middleman fee is, then if I'm doing it for me, now that middleman fee gone. And whether I want the whole thing or, okay, look, just to keep business, I charge, $10 less or whatever. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But, so, I was like, you could just, whatever you feel is appropriate. And I thought she said $10, but she came back and she threw me a 20. And I'm like, again, you did have to work, lady. That took, I ain't finna mess up, my little blessing. So, That was cool. Worked out great. She took my number. I'll reach out for future reference or whatever for other business. So when I got back, it's Saturday. Saturday is one of the business nights with Lyft Uber. So I get back and I'm doing my Lyft thing and I'm riding. I'm on cloud 9. That 20 she gave me, I said it would have to be an emergency. Like, you know how I've seen like businesses whatever frame they first month. That's going in the frame and on the wall somewhere, and I'm gonna keep that because that's the first whatever business I did, and I got paid, so I want to keep that. It's in the envelope right now because I ain't got no frame. Well, I do have frames, but I'm getting rid of the frames. I'm gonna get like a new frame and put it in the frame. I got her name, not her government, her real name, but like the name that she had on the app. I'm gonna have her name, what the job was, where the job was at, the city or whatever, how much I got paid. Like you got to commemorate that, the date and all that. So I'm really excited about that. That was a dope experience, man. So when I get back, I'm doing my Lyft thing, and people are like, "How you doing, my man? Today's one of the best days I done had all year." And I'm like, "Why is that?" I'm like, "I started a business, and I had my very first client, a few hours ago or whatever." And people, "Oh, how'd it go? Whatever." Right. So now I can backtrack. So no, yeah, this is still right there. I'm rapping with a guy. No, that was the day before, cause that was Friday. That was the day of. I picked up a guy from the mall, him and his daughter, brother, and he was hearing some of I think I was still listening to the Wealth Choice, and they were talking about like black entrepreneurship and getting over that imposter syndrome. Yo, this right here, this on point. What you listen to? And I was like, it's called the Wealth Choice. Dennis Kimbrough, whatever. And he was like, yeah, like this stuff I be talking about or whatever. And he just got to, rapping and telling me what he got going on. And he was like, what do you do outside of this? And I was like, I was working in finance and compliance, got laid off, but, maybe a blessing in disguise. I'm working on an entrepreneur thing. What kind of entrepreneur thing? Told him, some of the businesses I'm working on. And he's like, yo, that's real dope. Asked about the TVs. And I've seen that a lot, especially on Angie's List, like the TV mountain. I ain't trying to mount nobody TV and to fall off the wall again. I ain't got time. I done put your $2,000 TV up and now it's on the floor in pieces. If I'm sitting here getting paid $200 to put the TV up, I don't got $2,000 to give you for this TV. So I'd be like, with TVs. But he was like, yo, you get in the TVs. I know me and my lady finna move or whatever. She gonna want to put the TVs up. I'm like, I can refer somebody, but I don't do TVs. You get to stand or something. I'm your man's. So, like I say, we were talking, and he was telling me about some things he had been through, and someone that he knew had some entrepreneur that was like along those lines. Pretty much somebody I should probably network. We can probably get some, information and advice from. So that was cool rapping with him. I get back from the job. I'm just telling people, how the day went, first job or whatever. And it was a group. I picked up. And I remember one of the guys, he was like, yo, for advertising, he was like, I think he said he was in like Taiwan. Yeah, it was Taiwan because they made a ladyboy joke. No, that's Thailand. They made a ladyboy joke or whatever. So he was like, a lot of the cabbies or whatever the equivalent of Uber Lyft is over there, if they have a side business or whatever, they have advertisements on the back of the headrest. And so I was like, yo, that's dope. Like, cause my businesses aren't gonna come up necessarily in every conversation. Some people don't even talk, you know what I mean? But they may be in need of my service. So the headrest right in front of them, you know what I mean? So they look up and they, hey, yo, what's this? Leave it to me assembly. Oh, that's an assembly. I assemble furniture and put things together. What's this? Drama-free bookkeeping. I'm a bookkeeper too. What's this? Roofs, shaves, treats, and desserts. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I get it however I can get it. So if you need bookkeeping, if you having a kids party or a cookout or something and you need shaved ice, if you order something from whatever store, furniture you need to put together, any of that, the number right there, my email address there, whatever, reach out. I got you. So I was like, yo, that is a super dope idea. Free advertising and promo. I done gave over 6,000 rides since I've been doing this, and probably another, if not 1,000, between just being laid off and now, December and March. If it ain't been 1,000, at least it's like 600-700. You know what I mean? So think about how many people had I thought of this and had his idea. If I had that on the back of the headrest, how many people, you put stuff together? Yeah. Especially around the holidays, we're changing out for the new year or getting rid of old furniture set. I got this right here for, the holidays or whatever, but I don't know how to put it together. There's been plenty of times people just have boxes sitting there with things they won't put together, but that's not their wheelhouse. So it's like, I done had it for 3 months. Holla at me. So I was like, that was a dope, idea. So, got put on that, did the job. Like I said, the job went great. I have one tomorrow, Thursday at 11 in Wade's. I have one Friday in the afternoon, and I had one Saturday. I just got the alert that the one on Saturday was canceled. I heard my feelings none. I'll live in Uber all day or whatever. If I see another job, I'll take that one. And then Sunday I have one as well early in the morning. Like that one real early. I think like 7 a.m. I need to be there. So I'll be there at 6:30. Got to make sure that I don't stay out crazy late lifting and Ubering Saturday night so I can get home, get some sleep, get up, make sure I'm there. Because this is my business. It got my name on it. I can't be messing up all 5 stars. So I did end up getting the biggest toolbox they had. I think it was like, again, $21 from Walmart. And it could fit my drill in it, which is cool. Drill, my whole, socket set, everything. So it was like perfect. I look professional coming in here. I got my little orange rug that I can put down so nothing, scrapes the floor. So that went great. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And once I finish that job, it was like, I actually ended up picking up some guys that played college football later that day. And I was telling them, like, all that self-doubt I had, it's like, I played football when I was younger. You're nervous. Not necessarily you're going to get hurt, but it's just like, you need that first contact. And once I get that, what this, I got tackled, I did a block, whatever. That first contact, that first play get going, and I'm good. Oh, yeah, we ready now. I'm finna get y'all boys. Y'all in trouble. So it was like that. Like, now, that imposter syndrome, I'm not thinking about it. Like, it's gone. I beat you already because I did one. And, even just like, again, with football, sometimes you do, I know the biggest hit I took, me and this guy, we hit him, probably had a concussion. My dang on face mask went in and hit me in my eye. Like, so when I went over to the side, I had to take my helmet off, and the coach had to boop, 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 unscrew face mask, put back on, because the thing was bent in. So, yeah, I remember seeing stars or whatever. But even after, like with that being a hit or, knock on wood, if something ever does fall apart or I do something wrong, okay, there's business just like me and Miss Marie was talking about. Like, she done got 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, people that had bad stuff. It don't end the business. Like, now, if you get a bunch of those, that's one thing. Like, all right, we start stacking these up, and I got 2. Hey, look, what can we do? I mean, can I respond to their response to what they said I did wrong? Because, look, whatever. But, with everything, it's going to be a learning experience. And now that I've taken that first hit, I'm ready for, somebody's not going to be satisfied with something eventually. Hope not. But if they aren't, then, hey, all right, sorry, what can you do? So, ready for tomorrow, ready for Friday, ready for Sunday, and just to keep adding them. So, what I was saying as far as the help goes, I've seen some of those big gazebo jobs and outdoor patio furniture, but I'm like, with that, I need some help. So, like, today while I was at the Goodwill thing, I told my brother, and that's what I was getting at. It was another guy dropped off. He told me about this app where, like, they staff, like, warehouse jobs or whatever, and with a lot of those, like, he showed me, $150, $200, like, some okay money for the day. So, it's like, if I could throw some of them in there, like, let's say, especially during the week, because, like I said, the weekends, Friday, Saturday, like, the really good Lyft Uber days or whatever. But if it's, like, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Thursday, and it's kind of slow, ain't no events going on, and this, what I call naked out there, like, no bonuses or no extra money to be made, and I can go over here and not be driving and, make whatever similar or more money than I would aim to make with Lyft, Uber in the same amount of time, or sometimes less. Yeah, we're throwing this in there. So he told me about that, so that was dope. I signed up, boom, I'm approved or whatever. Haven't done one of those jobs yet. I did apply for one this morning, but I also, I'm whatever, it is what it is. What they were paying, I only asked for a couple more dollars because you bid for it. You put in, boom, and if they like you, want you, whatever, or your price is, within theirs and they feel it's good, they bring you on for that day. So I'm sitting there, I think the job's supposed to start at 8 o'clock, 8:15 or something like that. So if they didn't let me know by 7:15, I wouldn't do it. They didn't let me know. I got up and, got myself together, went, Lyft Uber, and made my money. So, but while I was out, I was talking to my older brother, because he's on the play right now too. So I was like, hey, this app right here, Angie's List, because he does the TV mounting, like on the wall or whatever. Again, that's not my wheelhouse. I just do the assembly. He like assembly too, but he's done and put up TVs for me and done it for other people. So I'm like, hey, while you out of work, you could be getting to this, even if, whatever, that could be worked out. We can get you there, and that'll help expand your own business. And, more people spread the word. Word of mouth it travels fast. So I was telling him about that, telling him about the app, telling him about Goodwill where I was at, and telling him about NC Works. So, I was telling him, and I was talking about some of them big gazebo jobs or whatever. Like, y'all seen some of them. I had to get over the imposter syndrome, doubt myself anyway. But now that I'm over there, I was like, some of those big jobs, I don't take them because I don't got help. And he was like, man, what are you talking about? I told you I like assembly too. If you see a big job, take it. I'll help you. And, we can bust down, figure out how to, split the money, whatever, help both of us. So I'll be trying some of those when I see them and they fit within my schedule. Hey, Saturday, it's this job over here. We can make a little bit of money. What's trying to do? So we'll, put it to the test and see how it goes. But it's been, man, I've been super excited and riding the wave. And again, rapping with Miss Maria. I'm finding out more stuff about the shaved ice. And like, again, it's like all of the overthinking I do that would make me, I don't know, and this make me hesitate a little bit more. It'd be without her knowing it, man, or without me saying out loud, this is what I'm doubting or worried about, or even if it's something I haven't thought about yet. Then she asked me something, I think 2 days ago when I saw her or whatever, like as far as the shaved ice business. And so I got that in my head, like, all right, well, this is going to cost that much money. And it was like, actually, when I looked it up, what she was talking about, it was like, this is way cheaper than I thought it was going to be. And like, I'm willing to invest. I thought I was going to have to, like, this was going to be a recurring fee, but what it was, I can buy myself, and it's a one-time, purchase. And so, just excited, man. Like, overcome my joy. And like I've been saying, like, the job thing now, I just need a job so I can go. And I was up, tonight, Wednesday is typical when Casa Boy had karate. So we left karate, went to Pop House, sitting over there rapping, and was like, yo, this was this business like that. I don't ask people, but I always forget where to go. So I'm going to check in on that. Tomorrow seems like a bit to be doing, but I might still try to call and see where I need to go. I know I have the time on Friday. I still got a job on Friday. I need to be home Friday because the maintenance people coming to work on the AC unit. So I think I had time though. If not Friday, it'll definitely be like first thing Monday, because Monday's typically the day I take off with Uber Lyft anyway. So I can just go down there, run a couple errands, and that's the day where, like, when I got stuff like that to do, I go ahead and just rip and run Monday and get what I need to get done. So I'll go there. If I can't go tomorrow or Friday, then I'll go Monday and see, hey, what all paperwork, so I know exactly what I'm getting into. What do I need? These are the businesses I'm working on. Insurance, permits, whatever. Let me know, because I'm trying to do everything above board. So we was talking about that. And man, you talking about a close call. So the whole situation with my vehicles or whatever. I got the Honda Pilot, love the Pilot gang. But there's an Audi and an Acura sitting in my garage. So there was a young boy that had reached out to me. I didn't know it was a young boy at the time. From the UK. Sound like super cool when he was talking with him. Like, yeah, he got the SNGX sitting there. It's like I'm with Jazzy Fufu sitting here or whatever. So we're sitting there rapping. He come check out the Audi. And he's interested or whatever. But we didn't come to an agreement. Like, initially, he was really interested in, I don't try to screw nobody up. So I'm like, hey, look, this was wrong with it, as far as I know. And he came with his own little OBD diagnostic thing, put it on, and it was like, well, nah, it's saying this. Again, you showed me something. And the repair part that it said it needed was way cheaper than I thought. Now, the trash mechanic that I had reached out, we could have got this thing, and I might have still had that car, or, done got rid of it already. But looked up the part, and it was like, oh, that's way cheaper than I thought. I can, like, afford that part right now today, Gates. But I was excited, like, man, if I could move this, boom, I could really make something shake with that money or whatever. But it didn't come through. So, again, looked up the part. We may be able to get it repaired and get even more money for it. So that would be dope. So that was that. We got the jobs coming up. I'm not taking this to 50 minutes, because as soon as I get off, I'm going to see if under 40 minutes is small enough to put in a cap cut or whatever. But yeah, that's it. Keep working on, or start working on the editing. I'm just, like I say, man, I'm excited. I'm thankful. And I'm optimistic. Like, boom, let's keep this thing going and figure out these prices. Get out my little, advertisements, cards, holler at the people so I can get above board. And then, like I said, once I'm above and I got, everything legit, I already got my, I mentioned the email. I went ahead and claimed, to leave it to me assembly or whatever. So, boom, we already got that. So, phone, I'm not sure about that. That was something that I said too. Because I have an extra phone. But I ain't got no extra money to be spending on the phone now. Like, I mean, I guess if you sound like, I can get a cheap service for like $15. So, we'll see. Maybe, just go get, I think, Deadpool, the actor, Ryan Reynolds, one of my favorite actors, dude, funny. He has a phone company or whatever, and it advertises $15. So, if I can take that phone, just get it turned on $15, that can be my business phone. Like, one job will pay for that in a month. You know what I'm saying? Just doing one of those. I ain't got to Uber Lyft, just boot. Okay, this goes directly to the phone bill because it's for the businesses. So, super excited, man. And then I'll get, my little cards or magnets. Get magnets, get my little, to put on the back of the headrest. And they put me on, like, get a QR code because everybody has their phone with them. So, like, even in my case, I've encountered people that have businesses or something I'm interested in, and they hand me a card. I don't know what a card is half the time. But if it's a QR code, it's typically at least 40 pages open on my Google or whatever, like on my phone. So I can boop and leave you right there, or at least you're in my search history, you know what I mean? So get my look, advertising everything with QR code. Look, this is my email address. I'm working, or I plan on, I haven't started. So I'm stop saying I'm working on stuff I'm not working on yet, just like with the bookkeeping. I can't say I'm working on the training because I'm not actively studying. I don't have it on the calendar. I'm going to study this day for sure, and I'm actively. So I'm gonna stop saying it. But I'm working on that though. So the excitement just to get the finances, get that stuff together, and then people get I got it all. I have a website. Again, you can see some of my reviews. Here's my I'll have my portfolio of my work on there. So especially right now with having 3 more jobs coming by the time we get, and I got what I did for my cousin, other stuff I've done. So I can, post that. It's stuff that I did here. Like at the house, I put my headboard together, put my bed together, and took it apart when I moved. What else? I put up like a little, what do you call that thing? Like a wardrobe or whatever for my brother. He got that in his room. Like, I be putting stuff together, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. But just excited, man. And, to get all that stuff all in one spot. And so, boom, look, there's some stuff I done put together. I do this. So, if you order it and you want to put together, here's all my information. Scan my QR code and just reach out when you're ready, or, take a picture of my phone number and email address. Just reach out to me when you need, or if you know somebody that need the service, hey, leave it to me. I'm here. So, man, it was a really good week or whatever, outside of me being lazy and not consistent with working out or whatever. But I ain't tripping about that. We focus on the good over here, not the bad. And this was a good week 10, and we're going to get back at it. Hopefully, by the time I'm going to focus and actively work on this CapCut stuff. And like I say, or it don't got to be CapCut, whatever, just editing the videos, putting in effects and intros and outros and all that stuff and sounds. Now, I was kind of, my little, the wind got let out my sails because my intro video music, I knew what song I wanted. I knew. I was like, cool, we in there. And at least on CapCut, I ain't see it. So I don't know, like, I reached out to a dude that I know too. Like, he been doing YouTube as far as I know, at least 3 or 4 years. I don't know if he has like a major, or just social media period or whatever. And like, he definitely has a presence. I don't know if it's huge, but he's been doing it for a while now. And I've seen like, oh, wait a minute, like, his persona, because he has a persona that he does, his persona, nickname and all that or whatever. Like, hey, you gaining some traction, so I'm proud. Do your thing, my boy. And I reached out like, hey, I wanted to ask you some stuff about this. He didn't get back to me, so I don't know. I reached out to somebody else, or I just figured out on my own. But I did, and I'm getting out of, I got to do everything I got to do everything on my own, or, I got to figure, why? No. If there's somebody else there that can help you do it. So, I got like family members and friends too, but I don't know. You don't want this is just, again, it's for us. It's for me. It's for you. So, it's out there on the interwebs, as I always say. But, I just want to, do it behind the scenes. It's just me doing it. So, I figure it out. Be kind to yourself, my boy. I love you. I'll see you next week. And hopefully, when we come back, I'm going to tell you that the other jobs went dope. Might have been done slid 1 or 2 more up in there between now and then. And everything went amazing. It's going amazing. And just enjoy the ride, man. Enjoy the ride, cause it's up from here. All right, we out. I'll holler at you.